What's poppin', everybody? Welcome into the This is Best Reviews channel. We are here to go over our weekly review of the Housewives of Rhode Island. This is season 1, episode 6. James should be joining in just a few minutes, but I do work and go to school full time and have a lot of homework to do this evening, so I had to switch it on over because your girl is on a schedule. I got a scheduled time just to be able to doggone breathe. But I appreciate everybody for being here. What's popping, Dr. Jen? Welcome in. I see you are hopping over lives. I did not know you watched Rhode Island. Oh, wait, I'm lying. I feel like you do watch Rhode Island. My brain is scrambled. But I'm excited to get into this episode. The ladies are bringing it, and I'm starting to like Joe Ellen, something I never thought would actually happen. But Joe Ellen is starting to warm up on me. Do me a favor, also tap in if you are watching the replay or here now with the links in the description of this video. There's a link to James's channel as well as several other great Black creators. Tap in, support them. My cat is screaming in the background. My apologies. Dr. Jen says she loves Rhode Island. I feel like a lot of people enjoy Rhode Island because how could you not? How could you not? It's super entertaining. This episode is called Newport, New Problems. Now, I've never had such a subtle reminder of how poor I really am until I watched this episode. My God, Newport has mansions that are huge, like actually huge. So I was very happy to see how Newport looks. She said, I love the title, Newport, New Problems, Lord. Because they had all sorts of problems out there. These ladies are bringing it, though. They're doing a really good job. I'm thoroughly entertained. Every single episode, I'm thoroughly entertained. And I thought that they were just going to ride the beef with Rula's husband and all of that drama. But it seems like they're actually bringing us other stuff as well. Welcome in, James. Go ahead and say hello. I'm adjusting.
Hello. Sorry I'm late, y'all. I'm in the middle of doing laundry. I got to go to work in an hour or two. So, yeah, sorry.
No worries. No worries. I got a schedule too. That's why we start. We're still in the introductions. Lord, the estates were beautiful. I remember seeing these estates on a documentary I watched about Oxycontin. I know that sounds weird and people are probably like, huh? But the people like Big Pharma, a lot of them live in Newport.
Yes.
That's all I know about Newport. Billionaires live there. Hi, Kevin. Kevin says, Joe Ellen, she is a mean girl, period. Keep her far, far away. She is mean. The only reason I like her is for the show because she keeps the plot going. But then at the same time, she's also being open with her own life. So I like her for TV. Now, in real life, if I knew her, these are the type of people I avoid.
She reminds me of like a colorless Kenya Moore. And I don't know if that's good because I like Kenya in some instances and I don't like her in other instances. So I kind of feel like for me with Joe Ellen, I like her for now. Because to me, she's the only one out of the group that's really being honest and calling a spade, especially with the ruler situation. So that's the only reason why I like her. Other than that, I probably wouldn't fool with her outside of this.
Child, I was talking and I was muted. I'm so stupid. There we go. Hello, y'all. Just now getting off work. I had to clock out. Lord help us, but she is mean. What's poppin', Tamika's Den? You are covering a show that I love called From. And I just want to say thank you because if you weren't covering it, I would not have thought to look into that show. Now my black ass got an MGM Plus subscription and me and my husband have binge watched 3 seasons over the weekend.
Girl, that show is crazy as hell. I love that show. But I tell
I'm
you,
obsessed.
I'm gonna watch it for YouTube. I gotta find an accountability partner to watch it with so we can give our opinions on Lifetime. But I am gonna do that for when I move, you guys. I'm gonna get settled in and I'm going to start watching that for YouTube and for Patreon. That's what I'm gonna start my Patreon on is from.
I think that would be smart. You like horror, and there's a lot of horror series. Welcome to Deary was another good one. Go sit down.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. I still got that's on my list. There's so much on this list of things to watch, y'all. I am trying to tackle it. But yeah, I'm gonna watch you know.
People like the what is it called? The reviews where people are reviewing um older shows, but like in real time. People definitely can
Yeah,
do
I'm gonna
that.
do that too. I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I don't know if I'm gonna do Lost because that's too long. I'm not gonna do Grey's Anatomy, but I'm definitely going to do. I think I might do Pretty Little Liars.
Pretty Little Liars was amazing. I used to love that series. That was great. The books are good too. Joella is messy and loves to live in it. That's true. And she uses her childhood as an excuse, but I really truly believe Homegirl is just messy.
Yeah, definitely.
Housewives of Rhode Island is definitely better than Salt Lake City. I have
One
been
hundred
saying
percent.
this on James's lives for Salt Lake Cities. I've been saying it's a good show. We enjoy the episodes, but they're overrated because much of their success comes from scandal. They're not giving us anything, especially Heather's. Heather is killing
When has
herself.
Heather ever given us anything
No,
on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? When
that's
has
a
Heather
good
ever
fucking
given? Yeah,
point. That's a
when has
good
she
point.
ever given? Heather ain't never listen to me. Heather gets along by being the one who yells and shouts and is being the captain saving her. You know, Bravo love to keep those kind of people around for
I
whatever
have to
reason.
save a
She
hoe.
do. Heather always saving somebody from something, and it's like, but Bravo loves to keep those. If you ever notice, you always have one in the franchise on every season.
That's true. That's very, very true. That's very, very true. Tamika's did said, "Oh wow, I like From You." I got interested in it because I always see Prime advertising it, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you go and sign up for this and that?" And I never do, but I was watching a panel you had with some other people, and I was like, "This actually sounds interesting," and it's super good. But that guy Harold, whatever the actor, he's an incredible actor. So
He is, yes.
he's super talented. Welcome to Deary is definitely a good one. It's so much on right now. There's a lot. There's a lot that's on. There is a lot that is on. But I definitely think James should take on Pretty Little Liars. We should all encourage him. I'm always encouraging him to just jump in and to do it. So we will keep encouraging you. But yes, Pretty Little Liars was good. That other show, Revenge, was good too. I don't know if you guys remember that show.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that. Not Pretty Little. Devious Maids, not Devious Maids. Oh my goodness. Why did my dad, shout out to my dad. My dad was like, I see you got a little YouTube channel. He was like, can you review Oz? I said, the fuck?
No, we cannot.
No,
we'll,
it was
we'll get we
serious.
will get disbanded from YouTube. They will tell us get off of this, please, and thank you. We you know what does Shani also? Thank you for your services.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Not thank you for your services, Lord. Somebody need to thank her husband for his services. I'm tired of him. Thank you, Kevin. Sick of that man. I hate a fake Christian and a thieving ass pastor. Can't stand one. Pretty Little Liars, James. They amping you up. They hyping you up.
I'll
I'm
do
gonna
it. No,
say
I really will.
Dependent.
When I get my, because y'all, I'm moving like literally in 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks on Wednesday. So
Good.
I
Good
have a
for you.
whole. I'm about to get a whole nother setup. I am extremely excited. So when my setup happens, I even got my webcam. I'm super excited.
Not you hang get the web.
Yeah, I'm not putting it on there, but I had to look at it and examine, make sure it had no dents in it. But yeah, I am. Yes, y'all, I'm ready this time. Put me in, coach.
I think it'll be good for you. I think it'll be good. And for those who don't know, James may be not live as often during that time. He is doing a cross country move. So
Yes,
I'm just letting everybody know, be patient with him. He'll be back. That is
I
all.
will be back. Yes, I will be back. Yes, I'll go on my channel and I'll do a live for you guys so we can. I'll let you guys know what's going on, where I'm moving to. Some of you already know. Those of y'all who my real day ones, y'all already know where I'm going. But I will tell everybody where I'm going on my channel, where I'm moving to. You know why I came to this decision. Y'all already knew I was trying to move anyway, so it's finally happening.
It'll be a good thing. It'll be a good thing. Change is good. It's part of life. It's very good, in my opinion. But getting into the episode, y'all, we took a little while. We start with Kelsey. She is announcing that she is breaking up with, I don't really, I guess we'll call him a boyfriend since they had an agreement. Kelsey and her man are broken up. She's going to be moving out of that big ass mansion and starting her life. Now, Liz calls Chelsea and comes by to check in. She's packing up her clothes and bags, and she's acting like she got to do all of this to pack, y'all, but let's call a spade a spade. That's his furniture. Only thing she needs to pack up is some cars, some stuff valuable that he maybe will not notice is gone, her clothes, her makeup. Like, I just seen clothes laid out everywhere. But Kelsey's moving out. She says that she got what she could out of the relationship and that there was nowhere else for the relationship to go. So she told her man that the relationship ran its course. He agreed with her, she says, did not fight for her, and said that he respects the decision and thinks she's making the best choice. When you are a side chick and just a girlfriend for half of the year, what that means is, well, the other one is doing better. That's why you was in Rhode Island and she was in Miami living the fun, fast life in the great sun. And he ain't tripping if you gone. That's one less expense for that man, probably. But she broke up with him. She's going to be looking for a place of her own. Who's surprised? You're surprised they broke up? Please speak. I'm not.
Let me explain something to you. And okay. I'm surprised they broke up for a lot of different reasons, and a lot of them are my own selfish biases. So please, you guys, understand me when I say this. I say this with the most sincerity of my heart. I'm putting myself in Kelsey's situation. And if I put myself in Kelsey's situation, James isn't going any fucking where. I am riding that until that man come home and tell me I got to go. And by that time, I would have enough in my account to say, bye, boom, boom, got to go. Yes. Because I would probably have enough money for 10 years to buy a house just as nice as that one. If I was in Kelsey's shoes.
It's irresponsible if you have not had bills for years, unless you have a ring on your finger.
Right.
There's no reason you should just be living and not saving off of somebody else. That it doesn't make sense. I think it's important to be financially independent and sufficient in general. But if you're not married to a person, I don't give a fuck if you have a kid with them, 3 kids with them, have lived with them for 10 years. If you're not married, make sure you got your own something saved, because they don't owe you nothing legally.
Because here she is trying to do this cosmetology, become a hairstylist, and trying to do all this. Girl, you should have been doing this from year 1. What the fuck were you doing? All them years that you've been in that big ass house, have had maids and servants and drivers. What have you been doing? Were you just waiting on this man to come home, gap your legs, and then he gone? Like, I'm trying to figure out, what were you doing in this 10 years to now you ain't got shit to show for it, and now you got to leave this house? Yes,
and are we supposed to feel sorry for you, girl, because you got another man? And
yes.
He's not even waiting. Like, you're already with somebody else. So I'm like, okay, you've broken up, but you still got your other piece of work.
I'm trying to click on Dr. Jim Bunny's thing right here in my channel, because I'm like,
yeah, I'm about to actually go through the comments. She understands. Kevin says he loves Welcome to Derry. It was great. It was one of my favorite series in 2025 on HBO. Second to Lovecraft Country. My husband loves Lovecraft Country.
It was one of my favorites as well. I actually cried when it disappeared, y'all, because I feel like that lady always gets this short end of the stick, because the same lady who did Lovecraft Country was the same lady who created Underground. I feel like she gets a raw end of the stick every time she has a series that is damn good and tells the truth about Black people this country does not want to know.
Well, that's why. Also, all Black people should be aware they did remove the Voting Rights Act. That does impact us heavily. So yes. I'm not going to speak on it too much on my channel, but I just think people should be aware of that. Google it or DM me if you need education, all those good things. But yeah, Lovecraft Country is dope. They are congratulating you on your move. That is always a good thing. Knew it was going to happen. What's popping, Kiwan? Thank you. I appreciate you. Kiwan also covers this show. So subscribe and be on the lookout. She will also be joining me for Love After Lockup once it returns. And then she will be joining this Friday to go over the last part, I pray, the final part of the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Raggedy old colorless heifers. Come pick up your clothes. That's Kelsey. Yeah.
Just
That's her.
stupid.
I
Just
personally think Kelsey was already broken up with the boyfriend before Housewives of Rhode Island aired. I kind of think so too. Just because I can't see someone with the wealth that he has and the fame that he has wanting to be a part of something like this. I can't see it. I definitely think he wants nothing to do with the show.
It makes sense. It does make sense. I will give you guys that. But to me, once again, what does not make sense is what did Kelsey get out of this situation? She has to leave the home that she has occupied for 10 years. I didn't see her put anything in any of those cars that that man had outside. So I need to know, what did she get out of this? Because I would have left with something. I'm sorry. I'm not finna walk away from that life of no bills for 10 years to leave out of there on my own with nothing. I'm sorry. I have to leave with something, either a car or two, some furniture. Like I said, I would have been everything. He would have came home to the empty house then, if that's the case. Something would have happened.
The problem is, I think also he has his staff in that house, and I'm sure cameras too. I don't think she could get away with as much as she thinks. She just wasn't smart with how
Well, girl,
she
listen, you
moved.
better,
Now she
well,
better
listen.
squat,
Okay,
become a
well,
squatter.
you better get you a ladder and put a sticky note up on them cameras, because I'm not finna.
Had him invest. Yeah, he's the reason she went to beauty school and stuff. I don't know. It's a lot. Not tutored and now booted. Y'all are too much. Kelsey's giving Brokey coochie because ain't no
Thank you, Keywan.
way.
Keywan, my
I
girl. But
said
I
this
tell
to
you,
somebody in the comments on Bravo Snark side, and I was very surprised that a bunch of people agreed with me. Kelsey, let's call a spade a spade. She's nothing but a part-time side chick. You a part-time side chick, mama. He's gone half of the year, and you're in the city that it snows. You're losing just off
no,
just
you
off of
no,
that.
she lost. Kelsey lost. Cause ain't
If
no
her coochie
way.
worked well, she would be the only coochie.
No, if her coochie worked well, she would have that house. She wouldn't have to go no fucking where. She
That's
would have
true.
them cars. That
That's
house would
true.
be in her name. Them cars would be in her name. And listen, if she played the game right, this is why you don't let a man dictate you. Ladies, listen to me. Men too. Y'all don't let nobody dictate you. If y'all want things, have security, especially when a man says, I'll take care of you, I'll provide for you, you ain't got to do nothing, just be home. That comes with stipulations, sir. If you want some of James, I need ownership of some things, because this is a lot.
The
I'm
problem
losing a lot of
is,
my life.
if you're not married, a lot of women go with that mindset, and then a lot of men don't always think the way Kelsey's does. Like, honestly, if somebody paying for you and they're not married to you and they got another girlfriend half the year, you're going to have a very hard time judging how they care about you, or if they're genuine and how they love you, if they're doing these grand gestures for every other bitch that they dealing with. I'm just saying. So I feel like she needs to be realistic. We also learned that this man had more side chicks than she was aware of. She thought it was just her and this other woman, but of course he's got a plethora
Right.
of women. I'm kind of looking at her. Governor Westmore put state to protect our voting rights. That is good. California has done a lot. That's the one reason people be like, oh, why you move? Because I'm always protected as it relates to stuff like that, to a certain extent, as it relates to
Yeah,
voting. But
unfortunately, Arizona ain't there yet. So, and it never
Louisiana's
was. So,
already revoking votes of people who have already been voted for, saying they can't run. Like, it's a mess.
yeah.
It's a mess. I think the boyfriend allowed Kelsey to stay in the house as a parting gift. Yes, and we're going to get more into this.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get more into this because the ladies do go off to Newport. This house, the scene, I don't want to go over the scene with Kelsey and her, or not Kelsey, of Rosie and her husband, Rich. I just personally was like, okay, they're talking, and Rich just kind of smiles at her and kind of just goes along with what she says. Was there anything from Rich and Rosie's scene?
No.
Okay.
Why is she here?
I understand Rosie being here as a housewife, but her with her husband, I didn't need a scene with them alone. I'm just not invested in those people in that way. But we get to see a scene before the ladies end up in Newport of Joellen meeting with her sister Jen, the sister who used to date the husband and be doing their laundry and still flirting with
And
the
I feel like
husband.
still creeping, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. Because Joella, you travel a lot for work, they saying. So might want to tap into the ring cameras. Joellen and her sister Jen have a talk about their mother. Joellen's been pretty open about the fact that she didn't have a loving mother growing up. She feels like she and her mom never had a good relationship. And because of that, it's important to her to change that narrative with her kids, which it seems like she's doing. But she's talking to her sister, and her sister's kind of like, you just have to kind of forgive our mom and, move forward. Joellen says she doesn't know how to forgive her mother for their childhood, and she speaks about the lack of affection. Here's the thing, I appreciate her sharing it, but let's call a spade a spade. If you, Joellen's complexion, and you in the state of Rhode Island, you likely grew up well. You may have dealt with stuff like divorces, like Alicia and stuff, but I think this episode, separate from the little drama that happened, showed how privileged this batch of women are, and they don't even realize it. We know she got sent away to some kids behavioral thing because she wasn't behaved in high school. Maybe you needed to be sent there considering you chased after a man that belonged to your sister until he became your husband. So I can imagine if you did that as an adult, what you did when you were in high school. Then someone said you worked at a tanning salon and were having an affair with somebody there. Somebody said that earlier in the season. So it does sound like she was wild. But it sucks that you didn't get a hug from your mom. Like, go to therapy, sis. I'm not trying to be mean, and I appreciate her being open, but go to therapy. How do you feel about it, James? Because I feel like she's going to keep using the drama with her mom as a reason why she can't let shit go that has nothing to do with her, i.e. Rula in her situation. I don't like that.
I agree. I feel like, to me, I feel like there's more that she's not saying. I feel like there's more that she's not saying that may have happened, because she does give the wild child, like Dr. Jim Bunny says, she does give the wild child. She does give the one that could not be tamed. And I feel like the mom just didn't know what the hell to do. So this is what the last resort was to do this. And I feel like there's bitter resentment from her. But I also feel like those kind of behavior traits usually stem from something happening, and we're not getting that. And that's her right to share. Like, I never want people to say, oh, what happened to you that may have caused this? Because that's your right to share. So it's like, if you don't want to share it, then don't do it. But if it is playing a part in how you show up, it may help us better understand you. Because I do feel like it's something that she's not saying that definitely did it. So that's how I feel.
I think that's fair. Let's get into these comments. It looks like Jen agreed with what we are saying and called her a wild child. She was some type of wild. That is definitely, she was some type of wild. Kevin Reynolds said, Hinsline said, Joellen as a mean girl reminds me of Rhoda from the movie The Bad Seed of. I'm just saying. Yeah, she is a mean girl. Here's the thing. I want to always be empathetic to what people go through in their childhood or in their lives. But at the same time, I don't like when people use shit that they're going through or shit that they've went through as an excuse to how they're behaving in the present. Because it's never going to be that. And everybody's always going through something. And Joellen, as well as Alicia, which we'll get to at the end of this episode, they're the kind of people that give, like, if they go through something, they act like they're the only ones in the world that going through it.
Right, exactly.
It irks me. It make my
especially Alicia. Like, I'm glad you brought her up, because I don't like her. I'm sorry. I tried.
I don't care for Alicia, and I don't like her face. Joellen better keep an eye on her sister and her husband. Right. That's weird.
Let me ask you a question. So I'm gonna ask the chat this question too. Do y'all think it would be rightfully so if Joelle's sister got her payback?
We don't even really know if it's payback, because if they were broken up, she broke girl code, but there's no need for payback, if that makes sense. But like, they're not telling us enough about the situation with Jen. She went over it and then came back to it. When the fucking reunion happens, y'all better send Andy them questions on the Twitter, because that's all I really want to know. It's like, you over here trying to expose Rula, but you're not telling me enough about how you got with your man that I need to know. Joe Ellen, I want to know. I'm curious. He didn't want his other ladies knowing what he's doing. That's probably true. That's probably true. I too do not care for Alicia. I don't care for her. No shade. She gives like trashy, less nice version of Colorless of Rhode Island to a certain extent. Alicia, she gets on my nerves.
She, to me, is one of those people, like, she knows the answer, but she wants to play the safe side. Because if you play the safe side, then you're less likely to be on the, opposing end. And she does look 55 instead of 41.
When she said she's only 41,
I said, woo. I said, Alicia, whatever it is that you are doing, baby, put it down. Put it down. Whatever
just don't age.
Whatever. No, she did something to herself, because put it down. Whatever it is, put it up. Do not do it again. Leave it alone.
Okay, she swears she's 41, but I mean, a melanated 41. Y'all know.
Well, first of all, Dr. Jen, you don't look like you in your 40s at all.
Because she is melanated. A melanated 41 is always going to look better. A melanated anything over 40 is already going to look better than.
And others. You don't look 43 either. Keep on. We just went to high school together.
And that's what I love. I love that for Black people.
Yes.
Because Alicia, she's not cute enough to be running over people and shit on the highway. That's all I'm going to say.
That's almost as bad as someone saying you're not cute enough to cheat on nobody. So
listen, Alicia gets on my nerves in so many different ways. If this bitch complained one more time about a 30-minute drive, that's too long for me. I would have to Uber that. Bitch, I live in the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area. Do you understand that when I go to work and have to do field work, that I sit in traffic for 90 minutes before I get into the city? And no, I can't stand. No. I can't drive for more than 30 minutes and I'm running people over. Take her license. Why does she still have a license? God. Alicia is the
She ain't got her own shit. She ain't got her own money. What's she supposed to do? She's spending that man's money.
So what? Take her license. She's so casually, I almost ran her over. How you casually talking about running people over? That's my worst fear when driving. Is to run a person over or hurt someone. Like, that should be what we avoid. But okay, Alicia. But we got sidetracked. Is there anything else you wanted to add about Joellen and her sister?
No, Joellen.
Call a therapist and get a
call a therapist, or maybe do some better explanations of, because you just seem very vindictive, and I want to like you. I do, because I feel like you're the only one that's really keeping it real on the show. But I feel like because you're so vindictive as a person, it's hard to resonate and like you. It really is. It was the same thing with Kenya Moore. Because she was so vindictive when she got here and wanted to be that villain role because it would have separated from the rest of the ladies, that also pigeonholed her.
That's true. That's
so
true.
We stuck in it. Yep. So we don't want the same thing to happen to you, Joellen. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, I think Joellen's leaning too much into being a mean girl, but it might really be who she is. I do kind of agree with Kevin there, but we will see. Kelsey's scared to move out. She doesn't understand what it means to make a payment toward the principal on a mortgage. And she doesn't know who the water company is, if she needs water and take showers and stuff. And she doesn't know anything apparently about being an adult, but she also says her dad sent her to college. I just want women, like woman to woman. There's no reason. There was a time we could not have credit scores, we could not buy homes. There was a time as women we could not vote. I just feel like Kelsey, I don't know if you're just playing with us for the show, but I hope that you learn and I wish you the best on your move. I don't really have much to add. She has another man who's successful as well. He's just not as rich. Kelsey, I'm not invested in this breakup. And then we learned that the man gonna be helping her pay her bills in the new apartment. If he's gonna be paying your bills in the new apartment, why can't you just stay in the house? So I'm a little confused with Kelsey. I'm genuinely confused. Kevin said, "No Kenya more slander, James. I will fight you."
I didn't slander Kenya Moore, Kevin Reynolds. I totally get it. I know some of y'all Kenya stands be on craziness when it comes to Kenya. All I said was I was making a correlation. I think Kenya got a raw deal on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then I did eventually becoming to like her. I did when she got married. Actually, the season she got married is when I actually started to like her because I thought that actually made her softer than when she first came on. But I say it's the same thing for Joe Ellen because I kind of feel like she has a very rough exterior and it's very vindictive and it's very calculated and it's annoying. And I feel like I'm trying to say, hey, you have an opportunity to turn this around instead of falling into it the same way Kenya did. That's all I was saying, Kevin. Love you though.
I do think though that Joellen is just mean to the core. Hi, JB. JB said I would be too. She don't know shit. Oh Lord. JB also covers this show. You guys tap into his channel and his review. And if you have hypes left, hype the video. It does help creators a great deal, especially the ones that are monetized. So support him, support him, support him. Hi, Shani. Happy Monday and welcome in to you. Welcome in. She said, I'm going to just listen while I walk the dog. It sounds peaceful. Sometimes I wish I had a dog just for the walks because I'd be walking on my own and spotting crackheads and shit walking around North Oakland. So there's that. He moving the new girl in the house. He probably is. It seems like he's with the other chick more. But if a man wants you, you won't just be there part-time. Like, because if she's not working, she could have been with him in Miami and traveling with him and all of these things. She was in that house because he didn't want her ass around. And that's why Kelsey doesn't see that this was not a flex. This is not a win. Started liking her about 6 years ago, and Portia is the real villain. That is the truth.
Absolutely.
That is
Absolutely.
the truth. That is the truth. Lord
My
help
thing is
us.
this: I feel what y'all are saying about Kelsey in this whole situation with the house thing. The reason why I'm sort of kind of iffy about whether or not I think he did really enjoy her, and I think he did like her a lot. I just think that for me, I think he likes to be wild, and Miami, because I live there, is a wild place to be. And I feel like it's different in the sense of, him being home, and that's his home. Like, you always are going to come back home, holidays and stuff. I think that if he did not like her, he would, and just wanted to have sex with her, he would put her up in a place and not his actual home. That's how I feel. I feel like he would have just put her in her own place and just paid the rent and just said, I'll just come by and not, actually have him embark in his own personal space
But then he'd
because
have to pay for his house and her rent. I just think it's this. I think a lot of people struggle with this. If somebody really like you like that, they're going to be around you full time. A lot of people can spend money, put you up in a house, put you in their house, however you see it. And money is money, especially when you get to a certain accolade and income. But if somebody really wants you, they're not going to move the way Kelsey's dude moved. He probably did enjoy her company, but he didn't enjoy it enough to stop
I just
seeking
really
company
wish
from other people.
I really wish I had the opportunity,
She just should have
especially
been
10 years
realistic with
ago.
his circumstance and
Yes, because
stay
I because
put
I
money
would be
away.
walking on eggshells knowing that this man could come home at any time and say, James, get the fuck out. I just know that that could happen at any moment, and I would be scared for my life. That's why I said any money he gave me, I'm only spending 10% of it. I am saving everything. I am like, hey, you got this car you don't drive. Can I put that in my name just so you know I have a car? I like when I tell y'all I will work that system where I probably would have way more than what
But
she walked out with.
Kelsey, the thing of it is, Kelsey was dumb, and that is the point. Kelsey was dumb and did not. I think most of us would have the common sense to get something, but she really just sat and was in La La Land for 10 years. Now she got to move and all this crazy stuff. We'll see. The only way she's going to find that husband to have them babies with, though, I truly believe that we get and attract how we behave. If she wants to attract a man without drama, have the family, have the husband, she needs to not do any of this. I don't think being with old guy, the other boyfriend, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think this is going to work. You want to have what you want in life, you got to live your life right, Kelsey. So we'll see. Because I feel like she'll get back with this man or let him pay for her life so that he can, when he's in Rhode Island, get some cutty when he feel like it. Because
Oh
that's
yeah,
probably
I don't think she's gonna let go of him either. I honestly
no,
believe
hell
that
no.
she's gonna hold on to this for dear life. I think she's doing this just to make a statement to say I don't
Until
have
she
to
gets
be in
that
your
third
house.
season housewife check when they get their
Yep.
little raises. With if she does that, she might leave. But
Yeah, but she's not going
season
nowhere no time
one,
soon. I don't bit more believe that she broke up with this man. I don't bit more believe that they are done. I believe she's doing this to make a statement that she wants to be valued. But as I said, if it were me, I'm not going any fucking
if
where if
you
I
have
don't
to
have
make a
to.
statement to be valued, leave the relationship. I don't know why people do all that. I'll be damned if I'm doing a grand gesture just to feel appreciated. That motherfucker better know how to make me feel
Oh, first
appreciated
of all, it
just
wouldn't even be.
any
First
day.
off, if it were me, this wouldn't even be the situation.
Crazy.
I would be in Miami. What the
He
fuck?
said, I'm not in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I'm not in Rhode Island. I would be in Miami. Like I would let me explain something to y'all. Whatever home he has in Miami, that's the one I would be in. I would not be in no damn like I wouldn't be in Nutbush, Rhode Island. I just would not do that. So I'm sorry. That's just me. I'm not. There's no way this man could do this to me. Just keep me in the house, and I'm just staying in limbo for 10 years, and I ain't got shit to show for it. That's why these opportunities like this don't come to men like me. Don't come to people like me because I'm telling you, that house will be in my name. Those cars will be in my name. Like
My
I
husband
will
is
have,
laughing at you in the background. He said
I'm
he meant
just
that shit. That house will be
that
in his
house.
name, y'all.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
telling y'all. Y'all will wonder how I did it. Y'all will wonder how
I
I did it. And
wonder
I'll be
why.
like, and I said I will write the book on it when I retire. But at the end of the day, all that shit would be in my name. You want
Hey,
this? Let me explain something. If you want this, if you really truly want this, here the deed to this house. I found it while I was going through some shit. Sign that over to me if you want it. If you don't want it,
listen,
I'll just get the
I'm
fuck
not
on.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at it. But Kelsey, do it right. If you are gonna be a girlfriend, sharing your man with other people, you better be getting something out of it.
It's,
As Denzel said to our good brother Jamie, he leaving here with something. That's the attitude. You need to go hang out with some people from around the way, Kelsey, so they can teach you the inner workings of getting something.
especially if I lived in that house for 10 years. Like, no, I'm sorry. There's no
After 10 years,
way.
I want my name on the deed. I want to be an authorized caller if we call the mortgage company. I want to know everything
Yep.
from PG&E and on. But, you know, what can we do? But we see that the ladies are getting ready to go to Newport. Apparently, this trip is hosted by Alicia and Liz, but I, Mrs. Best, am not going to bullshit with you, beautiful people. This was hosted by Liz, okay? The cannabis dispensary owning multi-millionaire. My husband got a boat, sold a boat. Now we back together. I don't want to be asked about Dino. It came from her. Alicia, how you gonna have the money to host these women in Newport in old school beautiful cars in a 29 bedroom mansion when you're in tears episode after episode because your man won't put your name on the house and wrote a prenup saying that he love you, he want to marry you, but he don't want to leave you with $1.
Not only that, after you gave him idea after idea after idea about his restaurants
And a baby. The
and a
fuck?
and a baby. Alicia, I don't know where the fuck they do that at, but I'm sorry. If you want my ideas, contract. I want to be properly compensated. Whatever pizza I created, however many motherfuckers sell of those pizzas, that is
Listen,
mine.
That's how it should be. These women need to get
Yes,
smart. I would
they
tell y'all this.
stupid. I'm
Any
telling y'all.
song that I've helped my partner on, there's some of Mr. Best songs. You go look. Mrs. Best is credited. Show M. If somebody actually cares about you, they don't have a problem putting your name on something, giving you your credit to something, letting you get
Exactly,
something.
especially if it benefits them. I don't understand Alicia. I don't understand Alicia. I don't understand Kelsey. I don't understand Rosie. I don't understand
I
any of
don't
the other
understand
people.
Joellen either, because my
I don't
sister
understand
would
Joe
not
Ellen.
be
Yeah.
allowed on the neighborhood block the way that them two was acting. But
For real. Like, I don't understand a lot of these women because I'm like, y'all are in situations I would beg to be in just because I would show y'all how to do this. I would straight up turn Raw Ali on y'all. I promise y'all I
no,
would. I'm
bro,
not
Ali,
like,
I
no,
cannot.
I'm trying, like,
We're
I'm trying to
gonna
tell you.
we're gonna get into this stupid trip. Lord help us. Everybody arrives at the 29 bedroom mansion. Beautiful properties, absolutely beautiful. I'm a true Californian though. If you don't have a hill and some water, I'm not impressed. Sorry. I love my mountains. But everything goes well. Everyone is there except for Rulala. She, per usual, is late. She probably had to take a detour. We know that her man got locked up for tracking her. Anything could have happened. She could have stopped by the coffee shop and saw that he was at the gym that day. So many things could have happened. But we won't see Rula this episode. Alicia has her dolls there. This is a healthy doll. Love that someone has. When I covered Love during lockup, a lady that looked like Cyndi Lauper holding an Annabelle doll got upset at me because I felt like her attachment to the doll was not healthy. She still be watching my channel and DMing me from time to time. So, you know, hey girl. She genuinely is loony. But let me be good. Let me behave, y'all. Let me behave. Um, but Kelsey, Kelsey is in the house. The ladies are going to do like an event where they dress up like they're going to a masquerade ball. They have masks that come with notes about dropping facades or facades. So, Alicia, bitch, you can't spell? She said facades or facades. I said, you don't know how to spell facade? Maybe that's why he don't want your name on the house or the mortgage or any of that. Learn how to spell and then assert yourself. That is all I'm gonna say. Because that's not cute to not be knowing how to spell and read and shit. It's just not. It's not. It's just not. Um, but we get to the table. They're all sitting at a table with these masks on, and Joella mentions, because they all go around the table to speak about themselves being good, bad, who they are. These activities never go well on Housewives. And Joellen says she's good and bad, and she feels like her bad comes from the trauma and drama that comes with her mother. And this is where she mentions being sent to a behavioral program as a child. One of the ladies asked Joellen if she hurts people because of her experience with her mother hurting her. And her response was not a no, and it was not a yes. It was, well, I never started. You do start shit. If it don't have nothing to do with you or your household or your friends, there's no reason for you to be comment on it, i.e. Rula and her husband. Yes, that's good tea that would have came out either way because the man got arrested, but you continuously perpetuate the narrative to a group of women that have nothing to do with this so-called person sending you information on the husband. So when Joella sat there and was like, she don't start shit, I call it bullshit, because the whole 6 weeks that we have covered this new show, Joellen, in every episode, her name is either being brought up because she starts bullshit or she's starting bullshit. She liked Rose. She didn't like Rosie for no reason and was mean to her for no reason. Threw her friend Liz under the bus, telling Rosie some of her business. And Kelsey. Joellen's just always telling everybody else's business. I think because she cried about her mama not hugging her, that we're going to forget that she messy. Like, we empathize and we appreciate you being real, but you also messy. How did you feel about what Joellen shared?
I feel like, to me, that's once again, and that's why I said what I said in the beginning. I feel like she does not owe us her business or what happened in her childhood home when she was a child that may have resulted in how she shows up as an adult. I will say that as loud as I can from the rooftop. However, if you want a group of women and an audience of Bravo, viewers to understand you better, it may behoove you to give us some idea, especially if you don't like being judged for who you are.
That's
then
true.
give us an idea at least of why you do the things you do, why you move the way you do. So that way maybe we could say, okay, maybe there's context. It makes sense. Now, does it excuse it? Absolutely not. But
Joellen
I
gives
feel
one of
like
those people who will say sorry because it's the right thing to do, not because she
yes,
actually means it.
right.
She's
100% agree. 100% agree.
disingenuous as hell. But
She
we'll
is.
see. She made good TV though. I'm not mad at her from the show.
No, I understand why they casted her. I 100%
I see.
believe. Yeah, I see it. That's very clear. This is right up Bravo's alley.
Kevin Riddle said, I had a friend from college who lived at a doctor's house for 20 plus years in an affluent Black area in Los Angeles. Never met the doctor. Friend was a sugar baby and a hoe. I was not expecting that. I saw the long comment, but I was not expecting. He called her a sugar baby and a hoe. I love Kevin Riddle.
I had a similar situation, but he was stingy as fuck, and I was like, "No, I can't be with you. I'm sorry. Like, no, it's not. No, I spent 2 weeks, and I said, no, fuck that. You too stingy. Then you want me to cook, and then all that. No, hell no, fuck all that.
Even bought a friend a car, and then they crashed it. Oh Lord.
Well, damn.
If
No, that's
somebody
something I
bought me
wouldn't
a
do.
car that was nice, I would probably go park it at my granny house and then go finish driving my regular Toyota Corolla or whatever it is that
Me
I
too.
got and save
Yeah.
it just in case. You never know.
Until I get the title.
Right. Did you ever watch that TV show called Angel when they turned into a little vampire puppet? I have that puppet locked on my closet. That is so random. I do know what show you're talking about, though. Shandy.
Yeah, I love that show, but I'm like, why do you have that? Okay, Shandy.
That's something random.
That's something we did not know about you. But yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. The next person who comments at this table is which my StreamYard. I've been having problems with StreamYard all week. I'm so sorry, you guys. Liz. I'm gonna let everybody know right now. I don't have a nice opinion about what this lady had to say. Y'all might want to cancel me or fill out me. Liz speaks about having abandonment issues. Oh no, not Liz. I have no problem with Liz. It was Alicia. I thought I was looking at Alicia's note. Liz speaks about abandonment issues due to losing her mother when she was just 15 years old. Her mother got sick. She says that this is a part of the reason why she's hard to get to know. She kind of closes herself off until she really knows she can trust people. I am that way. If you ever meet me in person, it takes me an extremely long time to hook up with people to a certain level of closeness. I knew James in high school, but got close with him outside of high school because I've been through stuff. I don't like to throw it on other people, but I want to make sure the people who are in my life are actually in my life because they care about me, not just to be here. So I did understand Liz sharing that. I think it's unfortunate though that Liz is referred to as mean or scary. Unless there's something else that this lady has done that this group can describe, I don't view Liz as scary. Do you?
No. She may be other things, but scary, no. I feel like the reason why they say she's scary is because she's abrasive. A lot of people confuse that with being scary because being abrasive is not. I have an abrasive mother. My mother's not scary. She's just abrasive. She's just to the point. She's a no nonsense person. She just is that, and she's rough and she has a rough exterior. But my mom is the sweetest person ever, but she has a rough exterior. And sometimes you get that before you get the sweetness. And I think it's the same thing with Liz. I think that with everybody here, a lot of them she's known for 10 to 20 plus years. So it's, you guys are getting the real her, but the ones that she does not know, like Rosie and Ashley and I forgot the other person. I feel like, to me, you guys are just getting the rough exterior until you get to the sweetness. So if you feel that she's scary, it's because that's who she is. She's just abrasive.
Yeah. I've had people tell me they think I'm mean and then they get to know me and they're like, oh, I was so surprised you were nice. I'd be like, if I don't know you, what do they call it? The RBF. If I don't know you and I'm not at work,
no, you just have a matter of fact personality that comes off like intimidating to a lot of people. I think that
really?
If people don't know you, because you're stern and professional. You just are. You starting professional.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord. Let me be
And I feel
nice.
like
Hold on. Let me try. I empathize
No, you
with the
do.
abandonment issues. That's
No.
the listen. I'm gonna give it to people straight, but I'll say this with Liz, it did help me understand Liz a little bit
Yes.
more. I
Yes.
like Liz for being on the show. Liz is who connected the women to Bravo through Born as Dolores. But
Boring ass Dolores.
Dolores bores me. I'm mad they're keeping her on New Jersey. JB, your discernment is beautiful and it's on point and top tier because Alicia is the scary one.
She
She seems
is.
emotionally unstable, privileged, and in a bubble. And I would hate to be on any road, sidewalk, out in public with her in behind the wheel.
Well, here's the thing.
Nope.
I would just hate to be in her presence altogether because I don't know what that's the type of person that, as soon as water spill on her shoe accidentally, she finna, throw all kind of tantrums in the restaurant. Like I'm telling you, I would want to be in no close quarters with her. I just would.
Not you though. I believe it though. I actually think that
Yeah.
was the best way to explain her.
No, I know.
Oh, Alicia shared her background information was merely for manipulation tactic. Lord help us. I agree. I'm gonna
I
come back to
agree with
her.
that. Yeah, please, because I agree with that actually. Yeah.
I appreciate you, Kiwan. I appreciate you. You're so sweet. You sweet. Reserved at times. I've been told I'm not the warmest people. You gotta warm up to me, and I'm so cool and outgoing. Right. But I think the best people, it takes a while before they open up. It really does. James is that way too. He'll like
Mhm.
if we're in public, he'll lean and whisper something in my ear, but he gonna be quiet and just looking around
Well,
and
see, I'm
polite.
observant. I like to know my surroundings and I like to know what kind of energy you come with. I'm not somebody, I am very pleasant. I will hug you. I will be nice. I am, but I am paying attention to you. And the reason why I pay attention to you is one, if you're valued enough to be in my space, that's one thing because I don't allow everybody in my space. I just don't. I'm not one of those people that just wants everyone to be in my home. It's not one of those things. I need to feel safe with you. I need to feel like I could be supported in both areas. And also at some time I want to feel like I could be loved by you as well. If I can't get those things from you, I'm not going to want to be around you.
And that's fair. That's a fair way
Yeah.
to protect thyself.
Hmm.
Dolores is a better fit. I don't think she's a good fit on either. I think Dolores is a better fit on Housewives of Rhode Island than New Jersey, but I feel like on both shows she could be a friend of. She doesn't give main character energy.
No, and that's because to me on Real Housewives of New Jersey, she just all up Teresa's ass because Teresa
It's
knows where the bodies are
impossible.
buried. And it's like, come on, like you know what? Honestly, I feel like to me, I don't know what Teresa has on you, Dolores. I don't understand.
Well,
I
they've
don't
known
know.
each other since they were in grade school. So I feel like when you've had a friend that long, it's unrealistic to put those two on the show as main cast members because they're always going to side with each other. It's kind of like when Dina was on there and Teresa would do crazy stuff and Dina would just act like it wasn't
It
crazy,
wasn't.
knowing that it
I'm
was
trying to tell you.
crazy. But they were
No,
close.
yeah. But the thing about it is, Teresa does give me the type that she collect tallies. Y'all ever had a friend like that collect tallies of shit you do, and
She
then
collects it, but you giving her brain too much. That lady is stupid dog dumb. That's the best thing she could do is speak Italian. Um, JB said, I know, I saw her on Watch What Happens Live explaining it, and I still ain't letting it go. I've been driving for years, ain't hit nobody, ain't almost hit nobody. Ain't no. Alicia, she get on my nerves though. Being analytical and observant of people is important.
it
It's
is.
very important. Agree, a friend of
And
energy as it relates to Dolores, she is boring. Yes.
Dolores is boring. Like she ain't got no storyline. We sick of, now she's engaged. So now I'm pretty sure her storyline on Real Housewives in Jersey is gonna be this wedding that she
Nobody
finally is
cares
able to
about
have.
that wedding, especially with the cast full of new people that don't know her like that. Like nobody cares, Dolores. I'm sorry. But I do like her. Maybe they can have her like
No, I love
host some
her. I think,
reunions or
yeah,
something.
I love Dolores. I feel like to me, I resonate a lot with Dolores because I'm usually that person. Like if I have two friends that are beefing, they never question my loyalty to either one. They never say, "Oh, James, what you tell that person?" Nobody's ever questioned me, so I do resonate with Dolores.
Dr. Jin, not a non motherfucking factor. Dr. Jin, I cannot. I cannot. I cannot.
Ooh, I feel like she could do so much better than him. He is not cute at all. I don't know what
He's
it's the money. It's
I
the
don't like
money.
how he's always red like a fucking cherry. It's nasty and it looked like he stank. But we go move into the next person. Ashley, why are you here other than Rosie needing a friend? I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch Bachelor in Paradise, Bachelorette. I've never really been into it. I only watched it back in the day because it came on, I think, one of the channels that was free because we was poor and didn't have cable. And sometimes it would be The Bachelor. I remember just watching Family Feud for free back when the old white guy was on there. Okay, that's the only time. That's the only time, okay, that I would watch shows like The Bachelor. Like it wasn't my thing. Like I turned to Channel 2 for American Idol and ran up my parents' phone bills
See,
like
I didn't
crazy.
even have that. I had Bounce TV. Y'all know what Bounce TV on the little antenna.
Bounce was
Bounce
everything.
Bounce was let me tell you, all the good shows was on Bounce, and that's why I'm the huge In the Heat of the Night fan, because they were on from 12 to 6 consistently in the
Not
heat
consistently.
of the
Y'all,
night.
Ashley, though, she cried about nothing. She literally cried, as someone said on the show, because she had nothing to cry over. So she said she has a great life. She never really went through anything. And on The Bachelor, they were asking her about stuff. And, you know, that's when she realized she hasn't gone through a hard time. But, you know, she realized she's going to have to go through a hard time because people will die someday. And she, not my husband booing her. First of all, nothing is wrong if you have had a life where you have not had to go through horrible things. Some people are blessed enough to live a life like that. I inspire.
Me
Okay.
too. Please,
Nothing is
like,
wrong with it. So the fact that just because I've had trauma or gone through stuff in life doesn't mean that other people have to have also gone through bad shit in life in order to be quality people or offer something of substance to my life. Some people have parents who give a fuck and ensure that their children have not just the financial and the roof over their head, but they want their kids to do the activities and put them in therapy before something pops up wrong. Some people are okay. And I don't understand why this lady felt bad about realizing she had a great life, but I don't understand why you're crying about people who ain't even dead yet, girl. Stop that. I just, James, maybe you have something better for
I
Ashley
don't
before
have
we
nothing
move
better
on.
because, you know what, honestly,
I'm trying not to read her for filth.
I feel like, to me, as you just said, it's a blessed thing to not have to not have gone through anything. That is a blessed life, like to not have to struggle, to not have to, go without things. Like, to me, it just seems like she lived an amazing full circle life, and I'm happy for her. I really am, because to me, that was not my story. I would love at least maybe a full decade of just having life
Of
of
peace.
pleasantries and peace. Like, I would
Yeah.
love that. So it's for her to sit there and cry about it. I didn't know if that was tears of joy or if that was like,
I thought it was a
because
little weird.
I
It
was
was
like, what
also
the hell is you crying for?
insulting. It was
Get on
insulting
your
to
knees and
people,
pray that God continues your life this way.
or go to therapy and prepare for grief because you may not do well if you crying before niggas die. Then I hate to see what you do when they actually go.
When they actually go, because let me
If
tell you,
Ashley was part of the Black community, she's that person at the funeral that throw their arms up and fall into the casket. My
what was that?
baby, oh my God.
What was that
She's the
lady's name
person
on Fighting Temptation? The
yes, that's
lady
what I'm, that is
when she walked in,
Ashley.
she said, "Sally."
Because the way she cried about people having to die, like we don't know that's a part of fucking life. The way she cried about the thought of people dying before they died, like I just thought of the Fighting Temptations and this white lady falling over a casket, need to be carried away, fanned. I want her to figure it out. But you know what? Ashley, it seemed like you're going through it with your husband. Does that not count? Or are you just using that for a storyline?
Maybe because that's his shit. That's probably why she not taking it
That's because
personal.
she said that ain't my
Yeah,
problem.
that ain't my problem. Because that was the first thing that crossed my mind too. It's funny you said that. Because I was like, well, wait, ain't you and your husband, with this, the shit
She do keep reminding us too that
the
he wanted something outside of social media.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because he
wanted this
kept saying about
business,
ain't
not
no
her.
ice, the espresso machine keep breaking down. Like, ain't that y'all problem? That ain't your problem too. But okay. Because I'm telling you, it's funny you said because that was my first thought. I'm like, well, damn, it must just be his problem then. Because the way she making it seem like that ain't got shit to do with me.
Right. I'm like, Ashley, you're going through stuff, but to anyone who has not gone through anything in life, that's not a bad thing. Yes, going through things builds character, but you can build characters in other ways, and we hope and
Listen,
strive to have good lives.
build character not going through shit.
That's true.
Like I'm trying to tell you, could build character. Listen, it's a blessed thing. Like, don't anybody who has never went through anything, no deaths, no financial woes, no, wondering how you're gonna pay your light bill, no how your check is going to last from this one until you get your next one. If you've never had to worry about that, don't feel bad for people who do have to worry about that. You are doing everything well and right for your life.
Life is your life.
Yes.
JB said, I used to be Ashley. I would cry thinking one day my mom would die. I just cried yesterday thinking, now, JB, that's normal though, because I've done the same thing and do the same thing often. If I have a thought about someone I genuinely care about, especially a parent passing on, it does get you emotional. So I'd be like, I don't even want to think about it and move on. But she did not say a specific person.
Right.
This bitch said she realized that someday people will die.
Yeah, she said people.
She broke down.
Yeah. No,
and
that's
broke down.
Yeah, because I say that's not Ashley. Like what you describe is normal. That's not what Ashley was saying. Like I just lost a cousin.
A heart and empathy, and you are emotionally regulated. That's what that means.
Yeah, I just lost my cousin the day after my birthday, and I was like devastated. Like because I've only lost one other person, and that was my father. So to lose somebody I was extremely close to from literally birth, it's kind of like, dang. So no, that's a good way to be because you just never know. Like people never tell you anything, and the thought of when you hear they end up in the hospital, you always go to that, oh my God, I'm praying they make it out. I'm praying on that. And sometimes a tear or two sheds out because a lot of things flash back. You're wondering if you saw the signs before they happen. So that's normal. Like,
maybe she's realizing that she's been in a shell to a certain extent and this stuff is harder for her. But we gonna move forward because Ashley, you really didn't say much. Yeah. I pray that nobody dies anytime soon, and that when the time comes, if anyone does pass away, I pray that you're able to get through it and seek
absolutely and continue to live in your abundance, ma'am, because you're doing well. You made it onto a great network that treats the colorless extremely well. You have a great husband who works hard and was willing to get to a business.
You better work hard at something that'll make them some money though, because that irritate me. But
y'all better add some sandwiches or something to that menu or something.
So that way,
that way money can overcompensate. It don't cost nothing. And I'm telling you, don't cost nothing to put some sandwiches.
There's a lot they could have done there to make money, but hopefully they look into it. Rosie opens up. She says that she is shy privately. I appreciated her statement. She said that she learned because of a difficult relationship with her mother where she was expected to be perfect. She kind of took that people pleasing and tries to do that with outside people. So it takes people a long time to get to know her. But once she does get to know her, she's okay. Only thing I'm going to say about Rosie is while Joe Ellen is attacking her on behalf of her miserable friend Kelsey, she doesn't realize that you have a lot in common with Rosie, especially with how your mothers were with both of you. Hopefully they figure that out. Hopefully. Kelsey claims that she's sensitive about a lot because of her breakup. I'm sorry. I agreed with Rosie's confessional, y'all. I'm not going to go into Kelsey's segment. You're going to talk about you're sad about a breakup when everybody's sharing real stuff. I just can't understand it. And Rosie was right. How you sad when you already got a new man and your ex is paying your current bills? And then Kelsey tries to compare her breakup to her man, who she's been with for 10 years, to going through a divorce. I was personally offended. They say, not they as in statistics and scientists, literally prove that divorce is one thing that for people is something almost similar to what people experience in grief from deaths. So I find it interesting that this lady is trying to compare a 10-year breakup, which really isn't a breakup because not much is changing other than she's in a new house and he's paying the bills there instead of at his house, does not compare to a divorce at all, where people actually did the work, paid the 200 or something dollar fee to bed and become legally bound, mailed in the license, because you know Yandy and make you think that that's all you got to do. But like the commitment of marriage and divorce will never compare to a fucking breakup. I don't care if you got kids with that person. It's not going to compare. It just doesn't. So I don't understand what Kelsey wants us to do. How do you feel about Kelsey's little part in her before I move forward with
I
these
feel
other
like she
ladies?
was reaching as far as she could to say that was morning of divorced ma'am. Let's make something very clear because you are clearly delusional. You did not live in that house with that man. You lived in that house alone for probably more than half the year because he was in Miami,
And the
laying it
cleaning
low and spread
lady.
it wide. And the cleaning lady and the butler and the driver for the Maybach
And,
that you was always in. Like,
and
come on.
whoever picked the seeds out your lemons for you.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. You did not. This is not no divorce. Like this is not no. This is. I was like, how you got? Like I understand why you would be insulted. Like I really would, because I felt a little insulted because I was like, girl, you're not going through nothing. If you gonna cry about something, at least say the real. This house ain't in my name. These cars ain't in my
if
name. He
she
ain't
had
give me
said
no
to
money.
me that she was with this man for 10 years and was really struggling, and the man was actually living with her full time, even with
Yes,
nothing being in her name, I would give her grace. But you was
I
a
wouldn't.
part-time side chick, okay?
That had
And
a
that's
great
just
benefit or two
you,
or
and
three.
that's all it is. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. But moving forward, Alicia shares her life. And I was irritated when this bitch shared her life because Alicia says that she was homeless. I said, wait a minute. Homeless? Was this before she got with her man in her early 20s? I said, wow, let me turn this up and really pay attention. As she continues to say she was homeless because of her father. Her father divorced her mama and he kept the house. He said, you bitches can move. And she was abandoned by her father. Her father ain't shit to do that because you still had an obligation to take care of your child even after the divorce. But she wasn't homeless. She moved into her grandparents' house in Cranston, I believe is the name of the city. And she tried to say she was homeless. And Liz said, hold on, baby, that's a stretch. That's me as a friend. I'm going to cut you off and try and help you. Don't do that. Don't do that. I have actually slept outside on the Crown Memorial Alameda County State Beach with nowhere to go. I have slept in parks near slides. I have slept in benches in my teens. Like, so I'm looking at her, and I think that's why Liz was trying to help her, because people who've really been homeless, like, I will never forget being homeless. And that's why I will decline going to the club if it's close to rent. I will decline certain stuff. I save and pay for my vacations in full. Like, I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
I still have PTSD, scared I'm gonna lose a house. So when this lady's talking about she's homeless because her parents got divorced and she had to go live with her grandparents in a nice house in Cranston, and Liz is trying to get her to see, like, don't say that. She's like, no, that's really what happened. If we weren't there, we'd be homeless. I had to share a room with my mom. I hope and I know that being on television, Alicia will become aware of the privilege that she has. You were never homeless. Your
Never.
mother going to your grandparents' house was to stop you from being homeless. As a child who has had to be homeless in domestic violence shelters with my mom and 4 siblings in one room with a bunk bed, Alicia, baby, you don't have the slightest fucking clue what it means to be homeless. However, I do empathize because I know that that's traumatic for you to go from having this great house with your rooms and your dolls to now having to share a room with your mom. Your dad's not around anymore. You can't live with him. That part is valid and has to be traumatizing. But girl, as Liz told you, baby, you weren't homeless. How'd you feel about Alicia's homelessness?
I feel like for me, I was trying to resonate. I was trying to be like, okay, yeah, can I see it? Homeless, going to grandparents' house. No, I can't see that. Because that is what happens when parents divorce. You go live with your grandparents because you know what? No one likes to be Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman, where one lives in the basement and the other one lives in the
Right.
main house. Nobody does that. So you know what happens when your parents are at it? One is usually the mama. They go to your grandparents' house and they try to figure out life. And then what they end up doing, once they save up a few paychecks, because you usually don't pay rent at your grandparents' house. When you save up a few paychecks, then you go get a 2-bedroom apartment and they take you and all your siblings. And your mama say, I'm sorry, but y'all got to share this room until I can do better. And then she come home agitated because the house is nasty, the dishes ain't washed and stuff. I'm sorry, y'all, PTSD. That was my life. My mom was a single mom. When my parents divorced, my mom moved right to my grandparents' house until she
That's
figured it out.
common.
My mama gave the SUV back and said, "Hey, I cannot do this no more. I can't pay for this car." She went and got a 1980 Ford Thunderbird and said, "Listen, this is the best I could do." I was embarrassed because that a Ford Thunderbird, y'all have to remember, that is a long ass car, and
Loud.
everybody else, and it's loud, and everybody else, mama got Nissans. And I went to private school at that time, so everybody, mom and parents got nice cars, and everybody looking at my mama pulling up in this big ass boat with the lights, that
Hey,
have
but she
eyelids.
wasn't homeless,
But
and
I
she
was
still
not
found a
homeless,
way
and
to
she still
pick
found a
up.
way. And my point is to say that's normal when that happens. You are not homeless. Your mom just has to figure it out because your daddy wasn't shit according to you.
It's
So there
fair.
you go.
I
Yeah.
also think it's interesting too because you describe it, you speak like I appreciate my mom, and you speak with a certain level of like
Yes.
admiring her strength for getting through that. I think we all do. I watched my mom grind us out of domestic violence shelters with no help while still in college with a baby on her hip and 3 other kids, and watched her first. We went to the 2 bedroom, then she got a 3 bedroom, and slowly things got better. But most of us like look at our parents and respect them for it. It's interesting that she looks at the negative and focuses on I had to share a room with my mom and I was living with my grandparents, and like she's very focused on the negative instead of looking at, even though she went through a bad situation in her life, she still was afforded the luxury of having a home, and her mother eventually did figure it out. So I feel like she's letting the bitterness that she probably watched her mom and some of her aunties go through rub off in her own life, especially with how she moves with her husband. But Alicia, don't do that no more. We gonna move it forward, but don't do that shit no more, girl. You don't know struggle. Be quiet and play with a doll. Now, somebody made a backhanded compliment at the table towards Rosie, saying it was nice. Kelsey did, saying it was nice to see her be real for once, which Rosie is animated in front of the camera, but she just explained to y'all the reason she's animated. So don't then make a backhanded compliment on her being real when she's telling you she's not real because of the cameras and she feels away and things that she's gone through. So everybody goes upstairs after the dinner, and in the room is Ashley talking to Rosie. Rosie's bothered because Rosie was like not willing to argue with Kelsey, and I'm kind of that way. I'm not trying to argue. You gonna feel how you feel about me, and I'm gonna feel how I feel about you. You're either gonna talk about me and continue, or you're gonna stop. I think Kelsey, like she said at the beginning of the episode, she's starting to accept that these women just don't like her for real. But she's talking about how she doesn't like how nobody, feels and gives her a hard time. And Kelsey overhears this and walks into the room thinking her dumbass is having a moment, but she walked into pretty much being reminded that she probably should be quiet and not comment on anybody else's life, considering that hers is terrible. But she tells him she feels like Rosie is not being honest. And Ashley, because I love Ashley, that's me as a friend, be specific about what? You just keep saying you feel like this lady's a liar and stuff. What has she lied about? And Kelsey lists down a bunch of rumors. I heard that you were not fired from your, but you were fired from your job because you had an affair, not because you went on medical leave. Kelsey's like, I went on medical leave because I had colitis, which is where you do bleed from your rear end. And it is something that is actually common in Caucasian women. I work in public health. That's the only reason I know, because I had a client go through that and it traumatized me in ways I will never be untraumatized. But she had an actual medical issue. The other thing she says after Rosie explains that is she goes, well, you exaggerate. What does she exaggerate about? And all Kelsey could say is, well, you said your house is 7,500 square feet and it's not. And Rosie was like, the house is not. It's currently 1,500 square feet. And we are adding 5,500 square feet by adding more to the house as well as a full gym. Rosie says Kelsey says that's not true. And everybody's looking. And even though Joellen and the other ladies who are friends with Kelsey are her friend, they were quiet for a reason, because how do you know what the square footage is on her house? Do you have the plans from the architect to add the 5,500 square footage on? Have you measured her property to know that? Do you have your contracting or builder's license? Are you certified to measure the square footage of anything? Quick, Kelsey, tell me how many steps it takes to measure 1 square foot. Because there is a number of steps you could take to do that. I just want to know. Because how you gonna tell somebody else that they're wrong about their shit, and you cannot present any form of proof that Rosie has lied? And Kevin Reynolds says Rosie cannot be trusted, but why? What has she lied about? I get that people may feel that way watching the show. Like, okay, she comes across as a little fake, but what has she lied about? What has she lied about? She is messy. But her house is being added on 5,500 square feet. Nobody knows the reason she separated from her employer outside of her and her employer. They legally cannot speak on why she was separated. So the only way we're going to know is if she tells us. And if she's not telling you, then all you can do is wonder. And if she's the only one that you guys knew who was working for the news station, then you don't know what the fuck goes on. So if you're going to come for if you're going to come for Rosie, make sure she's actually done something to you, and that you're coming for her on stuff that you've actually seen, kind of like Joellen is doing with Rula. While Joellen's not hearing the rumor from the mistress herself, she's getting the information from a friend and can show a receipt with proof online. They have nothing that they can show against Rosie. So I don't understand it. But Rosie asked Kelsey why she cares. And Rosie was right. Kelsey attacks everything she wishes she has. She attacked her house. She doesn't have one.
She stupidly doesn't have one, but that's neither here nor there.
Like, you attack this lady's house. She doesn't, you don't have a house. You attack this lady and how she got fired at her job. Bitch, you ain't held a job in over 10 years. And now you want to do some hair. Like, Kelsey just gives misery loves company.
Kelsey just tried it. She tried everybody's life, because it's like, girl, if you don't go somewhere and sit down.
If anybody else would have came for Rosie, I would have been like, okay, because Rosie do be doing too much.
She do too much, yes.
But in this situation, Rosie was not wrong.
No, Kelsey crazy. That's just what it is.
She said Kelsey crazy. Because can't no bitch that don't got nothing. Bitch, you can't even get a ring on your finger. You can't even get a proposal.
The man you wanted to commit to, you ain't committed. He over there in Miami over there sewing his wild oats to Betty Sue over there in condo 306, while you sitting up there in this empty ass house looking stupid and pouting and talking to the help.
And you saying she exaggerates, but at least she has something to exaggerate, because Bravo is filming them doing something with that property.
They doing something.
Filming you moving out of somebody else's property. Make it make sense.
Like, and granted, she got a 3-car garage with a 1-bedroom. I've never seen it before in my life. That was some man's house.
But her name's probably on all 3 cars.
Her name is
on the garage.
And on the garage. Exactly.
Lord.
But you guys, I got to get to work. I didn't realize what time it was. I'm
actually ending the live. So have a good day. But that was it for the Housewives of Rhode Island, you guys. Let me know how everybody feels about it. It looks like Kevin Reynolds feels like Rosie cannot be trusted. I know that, but in terms of the exchange between Kelsey and Rosie, let me know whose side you guys are on. You don't need to agree with me at all. You don't need to agree with James. We just want to keep the conversation going. Shani said complaining to the help and also showing the help how to do their job, because that lady did not know how to work the bottle opener that one episode. I wonder if he has rotating help. Like, some people hire a cleaning service that'll rotate people in and out. Maybe he has that or something. I don't know, but I do find that weird. Like, if you're the help, you need to know how to work these products in my house, y'all. But that was it for Rhode Island Housewives. They are giving us a great show thus far. I am thoroughly entertained and happy I decided to cover this show. Be sure to click the links in the description of this video. There are links to James's channel, JB's channel. I believe all the creators I linked in the description all covered this show. So tap in with them, hype their videos for the creators that are monetized, such as JB and Shayna. It absolutely helps keep them going. Other than that, I appreciate everybody. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. I'm going to head into my next live. Happy Monday, and I'll see y'all next time. Au revoir.